chosen ones, empaths, and all the real ones. Revaluing you after the narcissist discards you happens pretty quickly. But you gotta embrace how difficult it is for a narcissist to approach you after they've discarded you. Okay, that's what you've got to understand. It's not something they do. They're not real. They don't know how to have a real conversation. Like, face it, they don't, right? You gotta be realistic now. They don't know how to have a real conversation. Everything's masquerading with artificial light. Everything's putting on a performance. They don't know how to be real, so they don't know how to approach you. Okay, so the thing is, though, is they're on a timeline. All right. Initially, they, like you've heard me mention many times before, and this is your first time here, they're ecstatic. They're excited about the move they've made, and they get the realization pretty quickly when they run into these new suppliers. People treat them like trash. People aren't as loyal, devoted, caring as you were. And I'm not saying you're perfect. No one's perfect, but you tried your best by that person. You gave your all. You can say that, okay? And things get progressively worse for them through this timeline, because initially it was the stubbornness that took hold of them. It was the stubbornness that took hold of them in the reason why they didn't approach you again in a normal way. Okay, the stubbornness, them thinking that maybe you'll try to reach out and things like that. This is what keeps them in this timeline, this silent timeline. Initially, please like, share, and subscribe. But it gets progressively worse for them, because the more as time goes on, time doesn't heal, right? You learn how to heal through time. You learn how to adjust. But as time goes on for the narcissist, it becomes a slimmer and slimmer window for them to get back into your life. Okay, now look, narcissists will make a lot of the times narcissists have made some attempt, they feel like, in their own deranged way. They will feel like in their own minds, in their deranged minds, that they've signified to you a sign or a signal to you that you should pounce on, that you should do. And a lot of you are so hurt and devastated with the discard, like you didn't even realize it was happening. Okay, it could have been those things when you're meeting to maybe get your belongings or whatever. This could be any relationship, you know. Perhaps you got it could be a business partner. Perhaps you got some things you need to sort out between each other, whatever, right? It could be at work. But what I'm saying is, generally speaking, if it was a romantic relationship, you might be sorting out some belongings and things like that. They would probably hold on to your belongings, or they'll try and do some signs to signify that's like the Hoover. That's their attempt to say to you, hey, like, I fucked up, but they don't take, that's what I'm saying, they don't take the opportunity, they don't seize the opportunity when it presented itself, when you were vulnerable, when you were stuck, and you might be in that position now. They didn't present it, and it becomes a slimmer and slimmer window through the time. Now, the revaluing begins when they realize the new supply, and their lifestyle doesn't feel the same. They don't feel the same. You have to understand that the narcissist could be the person who you are. The narcissist imitated you when they were around you. They imitated you when they were around you because they like being that person. They try being that person by themselves out in the world. They can't. They can't have the morals and the decency and the things like that out in the world. They lose themselves out in the world after. And this is why they're on this timeline. They're being silent. They're not saying nothing to you. They're not bridging the gap. But life's getting progressively worse for them. And where they can't be you anymore or imitate you, or it's not working, it's not having the desired effect on their minions, their flying monkeys, their new supply, or anything like that. It's not having the same effect that it had when they was around you. They kind of throw that persona. They don't use that persona. Then when they throw that persona, so that, like, they actually discard the version of you that they're pretending to be, because that's what they tried to do. They tried to run away and steal your light and go off with this glow, and then they have to throw that away. They can't be that person around the company that they're keeping. All right, so when they do that, you have to understand how much the revaluing intensifies. So they're stuck on this silent timeline. And the whole reason it started is because they're too stubborn to say something to you, knowing they made a mistake, because they ultimately fear rejection. That's a really core, deep insecurity and wound in the narcissist: abandonment, issues, and rejection. And they believe that you were going to do that. They believe that if they approached you in that way, that you would reject them. Okay, and alternatively, they saw that you would let them back in at the drop of a hat, and that's what I will just to put in a like clarification, if that's the right word. Like when you chased or begged or pursued, all it does is hinder their realization. They'll just be intoxicated with the new supply. The epiphany won't hit. They won't realize they've downgraded. It won't hit. So you fuel it. But what I will say for those of you that did pursue, did beg, did chase, did cry, did sob, did, it actually works in your favor because it gives you more space away from them. And I promise you that. All right. Like, by you persisting, by you chasing, by you doing those things, it keeps them away from you for longer, and it gives you time to recuperate. And also, you can be proud of you trying to do that. Don't ever be discouraged or put yourself down because you were vulnerable or you begged or you pled. The way they discarded you was nasty, right? And this was someone that you believed in as a loyal companion, friend, romantic partner. You believed in them as something real. So naturally, when you wake up, when they show you another side to them, it's shocking. You want the old version of them back. You want the version that you thought was nice and decent and whatever, right? So what I'm saying is they're on this silent timeline. It's going to get progressively worse. You have to embrace how difficult it is. If you use any empathy, I would advise you don't engage in empathy when I've just touched on them having abandonment issues and that. Please don't endeavor in feeling sorry for them because of their childhood or anything like that, or empathy for that. What I would tell you to empathize with them about, if there's only one thing to empathize with them about, is how difficult it is for a narcissist who's stubborn as fuck, excuse my language, how difficult it is for them to approach you when they made a clear-cut exit. They casted you aside. Now, what you're going to learn to know is, someone said this in the comments and I should say it more, it's actually you've been released, all right, from the spiritual prison of the narcissist. When you get discarded, it is truly a remarkable blessing, and you will all see that in time. You will all get to that place, and that's what you've got to head towards. That's your goal, and that's where you're heading towards. And some of you are there already. So they're going to continue to revalue, and a lot of you will go on with your lives. You're going to forget about them. The rumination will fade. It will become a reflection. You'll have scars. You'll attend to those scars. You'll attend to your wounds. You'll move on with your life in all sorts of ways. Success and new relationships and things like that. You'll go on with your life, and they're going to pop up. 99% of the time, they pop up. All right. They'll do something. They will eventually try to bridge that gap in some way, shape, or form. All right, because the re-idolization got too much. The revaluing got too much for them. They're on this silent timeline. They're not getting absolutely any supply from you because you've gone off in your own lane. They've been doing their own research and studying where you're at in your life. And that's why I say be motivated to be a success and use this in your stride, to take it in your stride to get forward. I'm saying to you, and I'm warning you, that if you stay stuck, if you stay remembering the good times, if you stay in that mind state, missing the narcissist, it's something you've got to wrestle with and fight. It's easier to stay in that mind state. hear me out on this. It's easy to stay in the mindset, oh, they were great times and they were a bit bad, and no, they're fucking weirdos, right? Like, you can't stay in that mind state. You won't heal properly. So you've got to do all of the, you know, I cover these on various videos, but just, you know, heal yourself, take time by yourself. All right. A lot of you're highly empathetic individuals, and sometimes, you know, I touched on this on the spiritual channel more, but like God or the universe, you know, is kind of giving you time to re-energize, recalibrate, filter your mind, right? The mind has been deceived. The mind associated them with love, with friend, with care, with support, and they've turned out to be evil. So your mind's been duped, your heart's been duped, and your soul's been duped. So you need time to recalibrate, let your mind filter out the crap, and trust the process, and you'll emerge brighter and stronger than ever before. Okay? But if you keep going off into rumination and thinking, oh, wonderful times, oh, I missed that, oh, we went on holiday there, or we went down this, you'll do that initially, right? But, or sometime in the future, but try to shake that. Do all of the things necessary that you can shake that. Remember, if you can take one thing from this video, if everything I've said has gone over your head and you're still here and you're listening, embrace that the end of the relationship with the narcissist is not the end of your, you know, fun and excitement and good times and everything like that. You're going to smile again, you're going to laugh again, you're going to cry again, you're going to joke again, you're going to be like this again. You know, you're going to have other things to focus on, more important things. And they become insignificant. They really, really do. But for you, for them, it's intensified. The revaluing's intensified. They're on this silent timeline. They're stubborn as fuck. They've never let you go. The discard, they've realized pretty quickly after the discard that they've made a mistake. If you didn't chase too much, or you let them get on with it, they'll realize with the new suppliers. So they've been on this timeline silent, very much still connected to you mentally in their hearts, souls, and even though it's darkness, they're still attached. You are their life source, as you know, and you have to take that literally, like you are their life source, right? And or life support, should I say. So it's something they struggle with, and you know, you can't, for all the naysayers, like, you know, narcissist deceives you through the whole relationship so they can gaslight you after. They will gaslight you after. They'll use fly monkeys, minions, new supplies, all this stuff to make out and glorify their life like they're living the best version of their life. They'll go silent like they're doing to make you think, oh, they're going on with their life and you're stuck and this and that and this and that, right? They'll do all sorts of tactics, but eventually it gets too much for them and they'll try and bridge that gap in some way, shape or form. And honestly, I kind of pray or hope that that doesn't happen for you, because a lot of the times it's actually not a declaration of love or sorry or something like that. It's some weird shit, and it's something you really don't want in your life, and you'll be on with your life, and it's going to cause trouble in your new life, right, that you're heading towards. And you really don't, it's just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. You really don't want them to come back around. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. I'm now available 24 hours across all time zones. You can also request custom videos. All video requests are processed in 24 hours. You're welcome to donate or support to the channel if you'd like to. My podcast is now on Spotify. Check out the spiritual channel for more content. All links you need are in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.